We love your dad.
I know. But we said a whole bunch of nice things. But like as soon as I posted it.
Yeah, no, we love you.
Yeah.
We're really, we absolutely love you.
Dad.
This one.
Yeah.
We love you.
Love you, Dad.
Jeez.
We love both of our sets of parents, actually.
Yeah,
Well, he was
my mom
probably-
drives me freaking nuts all the time.
Your mom?
Oh, yeah.
Well, he
I
was
love your
probably
mom.
like, oh, you guys, you talk about, Eric, you talk about how much you love to go over to Mike's parents' house for dinner, and then all I do is move stuff for you.
Yeah, all he does is like work his ass off for me. Truthfully, he does. So.
Oh, his dad. We took when he was here one time when we were working on a property in Madison Park in Seattle. He did like amazing work working on a deck and the back those back stairs and all those other things. I took him to get some tater tots and I think it was chicken strips down at the.
Oh, and then he started revealing secrets.
Yeah, of course I did.
I think Mike texted me and he was like, I didn't know you knew how to reset a toilet. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to advertise that.
I'm like, what the hell?
So shocked. Yeah. I know how to do a lot of stuff. I just don't.
Oh yeah, no, he's just listing off all the stuff Eric knows how to do, but just doesn't advertise it. I'm like, you should.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Oh, is that how you pick up a toilet and move it upstairs and reset it?
Yeah, the toilet needs to be rebalanced on an inspection report. Eric knows how to do it. See, that's why I wouldn't say it. Because then you would have asked me and I was still fairly new. And I would have been like,
Right.
yeah, I can do that. And I would have just said yes.
It's a value add.
Yeah.
Not only does he have amazing locks, beautiful curls, he knows how to reset a toilet.
We are back with Property Pairings, episode 11. Once. Yep.
That means 11.
Yeah, I'm surprised you knew.
I do that. I still remember my Spanish.
Yeah? What's 37? Because that's
37?
that
The
is so close.
The pronunciation was
I've-
so close, but
Yeah,
good job.
it was
Like, how bad was I off?
One letter.
37. But
Okay, because it's been 22 years since I did Spanish.
You said it as if it were a Starbucks size.
Yeah,
Did I?
yeah. Yeah. He did.
Okay. It's been 22 years, so cut me a little slack.
Close.
Can I order the pollo quesadilla?
Is that what I sound like?
Yeah, that's how you said it.
You see, I try in good faith. You asked me a question. I did the best I could, and I just get criticism.
Haven't had a lot to eat today, and I just took like a large sipper.
What's on the menu for the bottle over there today?
Ooh, this one is probably the one that like started me on Scotch.
Really?
It's, yeah, Balvenie.
Yeah,
12.
Is that the first one we had then? Was it?
The first one we had, I think, was a little. No, it was. Yeah, it was a Highland.
I think it was yeah.
Yep. 'Cause
And
it
he
was-
liked it, and then we expanded from there, and then we got what, King George V. That was a Balvenie, wasn't
Oh yeah. Well, and then maybe
was a
Dalmar.
Dalmar. That was a
Dalmar might have
Dalmar.
been the first one. But the only ones that I'd had before were not Highlands, and so they were all just like this really smoky, peaty. Not my favorite.
it? Highlands are my favorite. Lagavulin. We have a Lagavulin bottle of Lagavulin 16 in there, and it's the same thing.
I think that's what we had last.
The first time I had it, it's like, okay, I got to go shower or wash my clothes. I smell like a campfire. Now I actually like it more. So than when I first had it.
Taste
so,
buds are dying.
yeah, it's fine.
That's what I have to look forward to. It's my birthday month, by the way. So I guess in what?
Birthday month?
Why would I not say that?
It says day and then you say month. Birthday month. Birth month.
Birthday month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Birth month. Yeah.
Well, we're doing. My mom's a really good cook, so we're actually kind of half jokingly, half not. I was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, can I go have my birthday lunch at your parents' house?" And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, because he called and he was like, all right, what do you
wanna
want to do for your birthday? And I was just like, I mean, I wouldn't hate it if we went over to your parents' house and had like home cooked meal, because it's all delicious. It's just food and booze at like 11:30.
So I called her up. I'm like, hey, Mom, Eric was wondering if.
Oh, you pulled the like.
No, I
reverse
do want to
card.
go over there, but it
Yeah.
was like, I've never had a friend been like, hey, can I go over to your parents' house for my birthday? And she's like, oh yeah. Should I make this or this or this? I was like, well, I think he's gonna like that. And then, do you think he wants a cake? I would assume so. And she'll probably be like, oh, I'll make 3.
Yeah.
Which is what she would do.
I'm really, really like. She's an Italian cook.
Yeah.
She's got all of these recipes from who knows how old. So good.
Well, and she can take a recipe and these potatoes, they would taste better if I put in some mascarpone cheese and maybe a little bit of bacon in there, and then I'm going to do this, that, and the other thing, and you're like, these are the best potatoes I've ever had.
Yeah. I also thought I was kind of a fast drinker, but like your dad and you, when you're both together, it's like your glasses are empty, and I'm like, oh, they're going around to refill, and his dad looks at me, and I'm like, yeah.
It counts as one. It counts as one. If it's still, there's still booze in there, it's still the same
Yeah,
one.
yeah, you're just
Topping it off.
topping it off.
When it comes to like, having a scotch, that slows me down. Like, if you were to look back in the day, like a beer or something like that. Like if it's a cold beer on a hot day, or like I like beer with pizza, like it goes down quick.
Yeah.
You have, and there's not a lot to it. But something like this, like especially when we get a nice bottle, like we
nice
slow down. You definitely slow down. So, yep, that's his birthday thing that we're doing.
Looking forward to it next week. My birthday falls on Mother's Day, so. And my mother-in-law is moving up on Mother's Day weekend from Texas.
Like she arrives that day.
Yeah. Like she arrives on the 9th.
Nice.
Like next Friday.
That whole weekend, Mother's Day weekend.
Are you guys going to be brought in to help move?
No, they hired movers to do all of the
like positioning of stuff and putting. Okay.
Yep. So we will have family here, which has been weird because we've never had like actual family here.
Yeah. Locally.
Yeah. For 14 years.
Sure, that'll be nice.
I think so. Yeah, it should be. I hope so. Well,
It's kind of happening.
like regardless,
Yeah,
they bought the house. They got the commission check, so they're here.
they're here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Felt that one coming.
Salut. Your turn. You can say the English one. I know it's easier.
God bless you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Receive that. Are we celebrating anything today? Real estate wise?
Mike's had like 4 transactions go under contract in like 7 days.
I might write number 5. Yeah, I might write number 5 today or tomorrow.
Yeah. So he's like on a roll.
In the sports world, that's what we call a hot streak.
I know. I'm in the zone. You need to go on another vacation.
Yeah. I've been back for, you only got 2 under contract while I was gone?
2.
And then you're about to get 3 when I'm back.
I think the one that I got to talk with them about tonight, like they could get that one slam dunk. Another sports metaphor there, yeah.
He understood.
I think he did.
Slam dunk. Nothing.
An ace. It'll be an ace. You know what that is. So yeah, that one I think has a high chance of coming together. It's clients that want to move 2 blocks up the street, which is like 2 blocks closer to their daughter and son-in-law, and from babysitting and all those other things, it makes it a lot easier. It's a little more space, a little bigger, a little bit nicer.
It's a nice unit.
Yeah. So we maybe look to transition to that one and sell the other one. So, what else? Oh, I did a thing this week.
Yeah. A like large thing.
A
He
very-
bought a pickleball court.
I did. I bought a pickleball court along with the parcel that it's sitting on behind my house. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
our yard is now 360 feet deep.
wow.
Yeah.
It's huge. So that was all because when we moved to the house, we lived on a postage stamp in Issaquah. We had a yard, but we weren't even allowed to maintain it because the HOA did it.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got married, it's like if we want to have kids, we want to have a yard for the kids to play in as one of our criteria for a home, which we got. And so it was a very nice house. The houses that were behind us look into our yard though, because they're on the uphill side from us. And so we never really liked that.
Yeah.
But it whatever. But then we decided we were gonna have a third kid. So then we had a 3-bedroom, 1 3/4 bath, 1,500 square foot rambler, like not enough room. So then we found this other house a few blocks away. We bought that one, finished renovating the other one, and made it available for someone to rent. And so we've been living in this one. And then when we bought it, behind us, this house had this vacant lot, and then had the owners of the parcel behind us had that vacant parcel plus their house sat on a different parcel. And we always said, well, if it ever became an opportunity to buy it, we would love to do that. But with the information we had been getting is that they were going to list in like 5 years. They weren't quite ready to move out yet. Hey, that's fine. No problem for us. And then out of the blue, they listed the home for sale.
Just popped up.
Just out of nowhere, like a month and a half ago. And then through some time and some this, some that, we were able to get the peeled off vacant lot behind us. So, yeah.
And it's got a pickleball court on it.
Yeah.
So what's the plan, if any, with the rest of that lot that's not pickleball?
So it's like our lot is kind of the top lot, and then kind of north-south. So the north lot, the south lot is the one we just bought. Mm-hmm. That one has a sports court at the bottom, but like we can do a slip and slide from the deck all the way to the sports court, which is like 200 feet away, which is like kind of the dream. Mm-hmm. And like the kids can play lacrosse out there or baseball or whatever. We can go camp down there.
Pretty sweet.
We might do some client events there because we have like all of the stuff to entertain and
versus doing it at a park or something
Yeah.
because it's not like a steep lot. It's like cleared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the slope is like this, so it's like a very comfortable, manageable. And there's a secondary driveway all the way at the south end of it, so like we could pull a food truck up there.
Oh, nice.
And everybody can kind of congregate down at the bottom half, and we're excited for it. But it wasn't quite impulsive, but
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't impulsive, but at the same time, we also weren't expecting
it's
to
been
buy it
keeping me
right
up
away.
for about six weeks or so. Like, are we even gonna get a shot? And if we're gonna get a shot, how the heck do we make that work? And then once we were like, okay, we can get a shot. We figured out how to make it work. Do we want to do this? Because this was not in the plan in the short term. So yeah, we bought a empty lot behind us.
I love it. What I'm hearing is, Jake, whenever you and your friends are going to play pickleball, now you
Come
have
on over.
a private place that you don't have to fight for court space.
No, just come on
that's what I
over.
was hearing.
Exactly. For only $10.
Just come over. No, literally.
We will provide you with beer.
If you bring me beer,
We could rent out your pickleball court.
probably could. That would help me pay for this thing.
I'm thinking of all the things. So Mike has that opportunity, and now he's under contract.
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
Jared and I are talking with the old owners of our house because there's a parcel next to ours that they own that's vacant land. And so we're going to be talking with them tomorrow about possibly purchasing that.
Look at you guys.
Yeah.
Well, and it's
Yeah, I don't know.
You
I
need
don't
your own real estate show.
Yeah.
we can do that.
We should start submitting these YouTubes to like HGTV.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious
And
for
be like,
reals.
hey, do you like the dynamic of these guys?
Yeah.
And then if the answer is yes,
Yeah.
then
You know, make it happen, Jake. You're our head person for sure.
I think this is a great idea.
I call myself the lead producer. That's
Yeah.
the title I've given myself.
But
for
if
what I do.
if we become big
I
and
like
successful doing this, we only want you to do it
Yeah, for sure.
because that's the dynamic we like.
Yeah.
We should do that though. I think that would be fun.
I'll figure out who to submit it to.
No, this is let's do it. But this parcel, it's like it's cool. It's he's waterfront and it's 50 feet
It is
of
50
additional
feet, yep.
waterfront.
And I know the neighbors on the other side, so
He could do an assemblage and kind of pull it all together.
which would be really cool because then we could do 100 feet. And they have like an established structure. So, and it's right next to the water. So if they ever decide to sell, then we could use that as an existing footprint and build the house out and be close to the water and have 100 feet of waterfront. Our house is great, but it's not going to be like a long term. There's no way with all the stairs.
For context, like it's like grandfathering in. The structure is close to the water, and you can't do that anymore. So maintaining this structure on that parcel would be beneficial for them.
Yeah.
I mean, their house as it is right now, like it's awesome. I love your guys' house, but once you go out that back deck or go down those stairs, it's like, okay, I need to rappel or
Yeah.
get
Zip line, if
zip
you
line
will.
right down into the. It's steep, but it's cool. So that
Yeah, we've been taking the boat out. That's been really nice. The weather has been, it's like almost 70 degrees yesterday.
he told me a story this week. Was it this week where you're like, yeah, one time, because when it's warmer out, you can be on the paddleboard or the boat or whatever, and you can just be kind of floating around out there. He's like, yeah, one time I fell asleep on the north end of the lake, and when he took a nap, and when he wakes up, the wind had carried him all the way down to the other end of the lake.
Yeah, the worst part though is like Ollie was with me.
Yeah, the dog.
It was the dog. It wasn't a kid, so it's like it's fine. But a few cocktails, fell asleep on the paddleboard. Thought I was somewhere else. Woke up and I was like, oh.
Now the good news is like his section of the waterfront there is right down by that end, so it wasn't like, oh man, I got to go all the way back up across the entire length of the lake.
That would have been tough. Yeah.
I was like, that's epic.
I'm laughing so much because I find it so funny when Mike tells a story as if I haven't heard it before, and I'm like, you know I was here last week.
Oh, yeah.
When we talked about
This is my old age kicking in.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, he told me the story. He floated across the lake. I'm like, yeah, I recorded that last week.
We haven't got to watch all the videos yet.
We do have a little bit of a lag on that. Plus, it's
But also, we don't know if someone missed that before. So.
well, and
For sure they did.
But for me, it was really funny.
and it's my thing I get to do as a dad is retell stories over and over again.
Oh.
I get to do that.
That's
my thing.
Yeah.
Great.
that's
Even the
fair.
kids now are like, you told us this already. I was like, well, you're hearing it again.
Yeah.
Come gather around. Let me share my wisdom with you.
Oh, you had a birthday.
I did? Oh, not me. Yeah. My daughter. Wow, that was very cavalier of me. Yes, she turned 2. So
She turned 2?
she's 2.
This whole time I already thought she was like 2 or 3 because of the way that you described her
No, it's
spunk.
yeah. She acts like she's 3.
Yeah, I know. Terrible twos, maybe. Although she's adorable.
She's adorable. Like, and I'm a little biased as dad, but she's bigger than all her classmates. She's stronger than all her classmates, so she throws around. She walks in through so at their daycare, each year of kid has one class. So there'll be 2 classes at the same level, but at the youngest 2, there's the kids born in the first 6 months and the last 6 months, and in the last 6 months being the youngest 6 months. She's in that class. And then they'll go up to the next grade and they'll start to mix them. And by the time you get to the next level, the next years after that, then it doesn't really matter. But there's a big developmental difference between being born in the back 6 months of the school year versus the front 6 months.
I never really thought about that.
Neither did I, not until I became a parent. Well, she walks through the first 6 months class. She's bigger than most of them too.
Yeah.
And she just eyes people down.
She does have those. She's got the same like Mike scowl.
Not like this.
It looks exactly like that.
Well, she turned 2, and she had her cake and a big crown. It was fun,
Nice.
but we didn't have to do like a big party because she's not gonna remember.
Oh yeah.
But next year we will when
That's
she's
why
3.
the 1-year-old birthday parties always crack me up. Like, this is solely for the parents to get that picture with the cake smash and like that's it.
I was the first child. I had every birthday was a big birthday. I have like 8 albums just of Eric.
By the time you get to that last kid, you're like, oh, you're how old? Oh, you're 16. Oh yeah,
Their
I probably
birthday
should get your
is
card.
next week.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's how it's been though.
Yeah.
It has been like that a little bit. Like lots of pictures of Clark, less of Ashton. Oh, we had Blair. Oh yeah, do we have any pictures of her?
No, we have some on our phone.
I think. So yeah, that was last week.
Yeah. Closing today. That was good.
Oh yeah, yours. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Probably. I have a lot of excellent clients, but these ones in particular, really good people. I'm really glad they got a house. Yeah. Solid couple. Firefighters.
You talked about them when you mentioned Stanwood. This is the one that he ran comps for you.
Yep. Yeah. So officially closed and recorded today. Very excited for them. Yeah. Good people. They deserved it.
Yeah, that kind of just came together nicely.
It did. Yeah. What else?
I think the rest of the week was kind of uneventful. I mean, we've been working on a variety of things. Kind of a pivot in our messaging is one of the things we were talking about doing, and focusing on a certain kind of a certain geographic area because just simply because we see that there's a potential there.
Yeah, the Snoqualmie Valley in general is just an up and coming area. You get more bang for your buck, you get more land value. You're closer to the mountains and skiing, and you still have great schools out there. Restaurants and wineries are popping up out there. It's like the new. When I go out there, it's kind of like Woodinville when it was up and coming,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's Snoqualmie Valley, except closer to the mountains. Yeah. So I'm excited to pivot a little bit of our focus over there.
We don't exactly have a small footprint out there. We transacted quite a bit out there.
Yeah, I think when I was searching all of the sales, it was probably 30 plus sales over there. So
So it's
like,
kind of
okay,
it's kind of
makes
calling
sense.
to us in
Yeah.
that regard.
not that Seattle and the Eastside. I mean, Mike still lives here in Kirkland, so we still do stuff over here and on the east side in Seattle, but it's just like Snoqualmie Valley just seems where I think a lot of people are going to want to move towards.
Yeah, I mean it's part of the kind of like a business planning where you'll pay attention to kind of where things are at versus where things could go, and you want to position yourselves at all times in in those markets that are up and coming as well. So that's kind of been part of our focus there.
Well, the east side's kind of become like Seattle, where it's more density and things are getting approved, where it's like you got to have ADUs or DADUs to be able to build without having these extra tax implications. Redmond passed this huge tax thing that not tax, but like
Yeah,
like
they put together basically this fee structure where if you want to do any kind of construction, and is it specifically new construction?
yeah, if
Or
you're
if you-
rebuilding, you
and
gotta
You have to either put this space onto the property potentially, or pay a fee to not put that space. on the
there's a
property.
higher fee structure on it. If you're trying to build like over 3,000 square feet, you're gonna have to pay
It's a
a higher
percentage,
permit fee. Yes.
and we're not talking like $500 here.
Yeah.
We're talking tens of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
because they want more density type housing. So as you go out to the valley, that's not the case. You could get a house that's on half an acre or 2 acres or something like that for less than the price that you could to build a house close to downtown Redmond, but still have all of these fun amenities.
Well, it's why we wanted to buy the parcel behind us. Is you've got a lot of these. Well, you've got a lot of high density stuff coming in, and it has a value and it serves a purpose. But we had an opportunity to make sure that we could keep the thing we loved about the neighborhood the way that it was, and that our kids had a place to play. That was kind of why we chose it. So.
Well, and they have a view too. I mean, you guys have a view from your place.
Yeah, there's
and
that
so
too.
it's if someone built something, you just kind of.
I'd be looking at the back of a house. So.
Which is the whole reason you moved over there, not to do that.
It's this kind of like visual breathing room. So, yeah, there's and it'll continue to evolve as time comes here. But you're definitely seeing the market and the people reacting based upon choices and decisions that have been made on the local and kind of state level of how are things going to be done. And people are, I want more space, or I want this, or I want that. They'll move somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And the valley's really nice out there. So we're excited about that.
I'm going to try to get Mike to move out there at some point. I keep wanting him to just buy my neighbor's house. It's right next door.
Would you want that though?
Yes. That's like the easiest way for me to have kids without having kids.
And we could commute together.
No, not that part.
Why not?
Because we would need to go separate ways.
Well, no, we could go drop the kids off at school together and come to the office together.
That's not the part. The part is like, hey, I'm feeling lonely.
You know that the kids like
send your kids over.
When the kids are tired of mom and dad, or we've made them mad, they're like, I'm going to Uncle Eric's house. And I'm like,
yeah, for sure.
No, don't.
Yeah, I get FaceTime calls from like his 2-year-old. So.
Well, yeah, there are times where I'm trying to call in and I can hear you be like, is that Eric? Essentially. And I'm like, no, it's Dad. Dad's here too. Okay, well, I'm going to go play now. Bye.
The real estate market's doing like its thing right now, for sure.
The market has been interesting.
Seattle's been doing pretty well for like single family homes though. Like I'm trying to figure out what the uptick in that. I don't know if it's the return to office or whatever.
I think there's a component of that, yeah.
Yeah, it's for sure multiple offer sort of situations over there. Maybe affordability in comparison to the Eastside.
It's funny because the condo market is relatively soft right now. Mm-hmm. And when you kind of think about the desirability of properties, it's kind of like one-story condos, things like that. Townhouses, multi-story condos, single-family residential. They kind of have different value adds and curves, right? The condo market is really flat right now. It's not really performing very well. Above $2 million is pretty soft in the market right now. So if you're in that meat grinder price point and you're a house, and the return to work is probably factoring in there, you're seeing an uptick in Seattle. And I remember a time where, I don't know if it inverted completely, but when the Seattle market was seemingly more expensive than the East Side, then people in droves left Seattle and came over to the East Side. I think there was a quick blip there where it was almost like that. And now it's flipped back.
Yeah, because you can get the same house in Seattle for like 500 to 700 grand less than you could over here on the East Side.
Yeah.
See, I would do that. But I love being in and around the city.
Well,
Yeah.
we just did one last week. No, this week. It was this week.
Yeah.
Where the total square footage on the home was a little over 3,000 square feet. Mm-hmm. The finished square footage on the home was like 2,100. If that home was finished out, that home would be 1.6 to 1.8. And we got it at 1.175. So there's tremendous upside already. And if that house, you could pick that house up with those particulars, those specifics, and move it over to the East Side, a 3,000 square foot house like in Bellevue, at that size, with that kind of lot, with that big yard, and you're probably 2.2.
Yeah, you walk out the side of the house and you got views of the sound.
There was the water there, you're 2.2 to 2.4. So, the big upside potential. I used to do work
Yeah.
up there way back in a different life when I was doing kind of journeyman smith, like carpentry and general work. I was up in kind of north end of Capitol Hill doing work up there, and really beautiful stuff up there.
Yeah. I
And-
mean, I like where I'm at in Ravenna, kind of start getting towards North Seattle as well. But then if you get like too far north, I mean, you're just as far from Lake Union as, you know, you would be in this part of
Yep.
Kirkland.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
There could be people kind of lose sight of that
Yeah.
is how far you actually are.
mhm.
Yeah, it's just we seem to be in that phase right now where things are kind of just reshuffling the deck a little bit. So it'd probably be another. I would venture a guess anywhere from 0 to 6 months, maybe even maybe 6 months to a year, and then things will probably calm down a little bit and be more predictable. But it's going to be a little bit.
I've not been in that market before.
A down market, well, and we're not in a down market. It's either flat to slightly up. But like if you were in a down market, that's totally different.
Yeah, it's you got to do more to sell your house.
Mhm.
So whatever they do in New York will eventually go over to LA, which will then eventually trickle through the rest of the country. And when Mike was needing to sell a house in New York, we were like looking at all these various brokers to find like a good broker to refer it to.
Mhm.
And there's this one guy who was doing almost like movie cinematic type videos for a home. And it was like, for this home, it was like a single guy going in and like pouring his coffee and like living a day in the home,
Yeah.
right? And he would walk to work, he'd go over here, he'd stop by and pick up a baguette or whatever. And that was the whole marketing campaign.
Mhm.
So I saw that. I've started to notice that people in LA have started doing that. And then I saw it like for a house in Arizona, and they find someone who would live in that house basically, and then would show like a quick day in their life. So it was the Arizona one was this girl who was very beige and and
Mhm.
she was walking out on the deck of her waterfront property, and then but it's all like this slow cinematic music. And so then she's getting into her kayak, and she does kayak, and then she comes back inside and she makes her espresso. And I feel like that's going to be the next thing that's up here. And so I'm like, how do we do that? So I
Yeah.
sent it to a guy who does a lot of our video stuff, and I'm like, we should see if that catches on here, because
Yeah.
like we always try to be ahead of the curve.
Oh, totally.
It's not me. I don't want
I
to
would
be
do
that
it,
person.
but it would be like imagine me walking down the thing, lumbering into a kayak, trying to go do stuff and falling over.
Yeah,
That'd probably be what happened.
it might sell the house.
Interesting.
It was
Yeah, it's a
it
good
was
idea.
it was an interesting way he did that.
I'll send you some of the
that'd be great.
like some of the videos. It's just I think it's different, and Mike and I have always kind of been on the let's try something that other people aren't doing yet.
Yeah.
And see if it works. So I think that's kind of our next. I don't know if that one in particular. I don't want to be the actor. I think there's an actual actor and there's no talking, right?
Yeah, it's just a voiceover.
Not even.
Or not
It's like a movie. It's cinematic only.
You know when the cameras are like moving through the house and you've got these panning shots and this and that.
Yeah.
Now imagine there's someone in the shot just living their life.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah. Very like short film, like where it's just got the music playing and they reach for a glass and do this and do that and then look out and then it ends.
Yeah.
But it's got the credits. It's got the address.
I don't even remember the credit parts, but I remember all the other stuff.
Yeah.
We could our faces could appear at the end.
They could.
I think that would be fun.
Mike's face can sell anything, I'm sure. Never mind.
I think it's the combo of the faces.
I'm thinking of the Facebook guy. There was when we first moved over to this office, when we transferred over, our managing broker posted
Oh yeah, I forgot about
photos of like all of the new stuff. And so one of the guys commented on it and it was like, Mike could sell me anything.
I was like this. I was like, yeah. Where does he live?
And
New York? No, I can't help you.
I
there.
hesitated telling Mike because he would remember it forever and bring it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember what story he told last week, but the compliment?
For sure, yes.
My jawline.
So, yeah.
I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna have a little kick in my step today.
Perfect. You're welcome.
That's good.
After that whole debacle of me trying to say 37 in Spanish.
Because that's how old I'm turning this year. I know.
I was a little preoccupied with
What
some
about
of it.
Harry and Lloyd?
Do you know who that is?
And I watched Step Brothers even on my time off where
It
I
says
was like,
Samsonite. You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay.
The movie's Dumb and Dumber.
oh, I've seen Dumb and Dumber. I just don't remember it.
Names.
Yeah.
We do, so before the outro, we need to, Step Brothers, what?
Yeah, what did you think about Step Brothers?
I watched it.
You're not bringing the energy level I was hoping you'd bring.
It was funny, but I wasn't like above and beyond. You guys really hyped it up.
I don't think we hyped it up. I thought we gave a fair assessment.
I thought so.
We've talked about it like in 4 of the 11.
I even rewatched the whole drum scene with him.
We did watch the drum scene. Yeah. There were a lot of funny parts. I'm just like, I for sure am Derek. So that was an excellent comparison. I was going between the two and I'm like, no, for sure. As soon as Derek came in, I was, yeah, I'm a Derek. It's one of my alter egos too.
Thinking through all the Derek quotes now.
I gotta rewatch it again. I've probably watched it like 5-6 times, but it's been a little bit.
Yeah. So that's me. I mean, he's got like, he tries to have the perfect family. He drives a nice car. He's a real estate / everything else. Yeah. It's Eric.
Do
Eric
I
is
have an
Derek.
alter ego in there then?
Maybe you're Derek's coworker, the guy that just always goes, pow!
Yeah, that probably would be me.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? I seem to remember him repeating a lot of what he said too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was funny. I don't think I need to watch it again.
Well, at least you watched it. We'll have to come up with another one.
Better. Try harder.
All right. So thank you for joining us here on episode 11. I am Frodo, and this is Sam. Remember to click like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Cheers.
At least we got a good reel there.
Yeah. Episode 11. All right. Well, thank you for joining us here on episode 11. Which camera? I thought I looked at that one.
Those are for the reels. This is the.
Oh, I've always been looking at that one. Which one do you look at?
Yeah,
that's
true. You
I
never look at
look-
this one on the outro.
I try to look at Jake as much as possible.
I always thought I was supposed to look at that
if
one.
you look at me, then it's good.
It's either Jake
Why am I
or
hearing
it's
about this
Mike.
on episode 11? You're like, look at Mike. He's looking at the wrong one. Oh, I always thought I was supposed to look
But
at
now
that
that
one.
you're being intentional, I'm like, no.
Yeah. You can
Good
just
to know.
like,
I always thought it was supposed to be that one. I thought that one was for just general shots of the two of us.
yeah, that's like the whole YouTube thing.
Why am I just hearing this now? Jesus, I've been
You
looking at
just-
the
you-
wrong one the whole
We
time.
just let you come in.
You just-
we mic you up. We let you have a glass of whiskey and just do your thing.
You just get to come. You get to look pretty. You get to go back.
It's better if the only details you're involved in are my pickleball reservation.
Like that's fine. For 11 episodes, I've been looking at that one. 10 episodes.
We could go back through, and I bet it's like every time it's over there except for this.
I'm
one.
looking over there. It's like, yeah, so thank you for joining us on episode 11 here. I've been looking at the wrong camera the whole time. Whew. All right, give me a second here.
Yeah, take your time.
What's the dynamic duo name again?
Yeah, what was it? Frodo and Sam. Okay.
Is
Anyways,
it subscribe and like, or is it like and subscribe?
I'm gonna start raging here. I need to get this out so we can keep moving on here. Ugh. Can that just be the outro?
Well, you
That's
say
all.
the word click every time. That's good.
Isn't that good? Am I wrong? Don't they supposed to click?